Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel that takes you deep inside the San Francisco 49ers. I'm your host, Jack Hammer. Today we are going to discuss the great Trey Lance debates. Now, you might be saying, Jack, what are you talking about? Well, it is Trey Lance versus the world. It was Trey Lance versus Jimmy Garoppolo in 2021, and now here in 2023, it has become Trey Lance versus Brock Purdy. The Trey Lance versus Brock Purdy debate has been raging this offseason on 49ers social media, whether it is Twitter, it is YouTube, Instagram, what have you. It has been nonstop debates, and it's an interesting discussion. It's hard to have this discussion without pointing out the two different sides. You have the Trey Lance fans, and you have the Brock Purdy fans, and then you have the 49ers fans in general, kind of in the middle of this whole thing. And really the way that it's broken down is, I can understand the Trey Lance fan who just wants to see what he can become. The Trey Lance fan who believes that he can be the next great quarterback. And I don't want to argue with you and say that you're wrong, because I don't think you are. I think Trey Lance has traits that could become great. I think he has traits that can make him become a very good starting NFL quarterback. He hasn't been able to show those traits. Main reason being because he's been injured, whether it's the broken finger he suffered in 2021, the injury to his knee that he suffered later on that season, or the broken ankle that he suffered in week 2 against the Seattle Seahawks in 2022. And so he just hasn't really been able to have that opportunity. And and one of the things that I disagree with on this is that it's been the 49ers mishandling Trey Lance. I totally disagree with that. I don't think the 49ers have mishandled Trey Lance. Trey Lance just hasn't taken and made the most of the opportunities that's been given to him. Part of that because of the injuries, and part of it just with his performance during training camp practices and during that competition time with the in 2021 with Jimmy Garoppolo in particular. And you look on the flip side of this, and still, let's stick with the Trey Lance fans, because one of the things that we've heard a lot from that specific group this offseason has been Brock Purdy. He's not the guy. Brock Purdy is limited. Brock Purdy is so close to his ceiling. He's not going to be able to be the guy that takes the 49ers to the Super Bowl. He's not going to win a Super Bowl. He doesn't have it. And I think that's where you get the pushback from the other side. Is you have the folks who are the believers in Brock Purdy who are like, what are you talking about? The guy's done a very good job. He hasn't lost any start that he finished. Played as well as any quarterback in the NFL once he became a starter, really from that Miami game on. And you look at Brock Purdy, and one of the things that I see is a guy who has the ability to improve. You look at how well he played, and that's great. That's the starting point, is that ability to recognize the good things that he did for the 49ers last year. And then from there, you take it to, where did he make mistakes? And they're all over the film. You can see room for growth throughout the film. And, it's not stepping up into the pocket to take the deep shot down the middle against the Seattle Seahawks a couple of different times. It's not hitting Juwan Jennings in the end zone against the Las Vegas Raiders, who's wide open, instead bailing out and doing, it still ends up being a positive play, but just hit that open receiver right away. There's lots of things like that. And the good part about it is Brock Purdy's addressed that himself. He has said that. And, we're going into this training camp. We're not sure if Brock Purdy is going to be healthy enough to participate the full way through. But the good part about it is, from the two quarterbacks that are involved, Lance and Purdy, and even Sam Darnold, if you want to make it about all three of them, they're all about competition. They're all about supporting each other. They're all about, let's go out there, let's put the ball out there, and let's see who's going to win this thing. All of the arguing that's going on amongst the fan base, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. And it is fun to discuss. It's great for channels like mine to be able to have the debates. But what I'm saying here is, Trey Lance, we don't know yet what he's going to be. Brock Purdy, we don't know yet what he's going to be. Brock Purdy has shown some really good things, and that's why he's the leader in the clubhouse for the 49ers. You know, if Trey Lance had taken the field his rookie year when given the opportunity against the Arizona Cardinals and performed like Trey Lance did against the Miami Dolphins, this discussion probably isn't even happening, because Trey Lance would already be the unquestioned starter, you know. And I think that's where I think we all need to understand it's about what you do on the field, you know. For me, in the way that I analyze things, and I think that this kind of stands with a lot of what happens when football in general, with coaches as well, is think about the state of Missouri and that state motto. The state of Missouri, their state motto is they're the show me state, which means in the NFL or in football, don't tell me how good you are. Don't tell me how good somebody's going to be. Show me how good you are. Show me that you can do it. And that's the way that I analyze it. Is I have my beliefs, but at the same time, if a player goes out there and performs at a very high level and they show me that they can do it, then that's what's going to be the discussion point. And both these guys, their stories are far from completed. They're like in chapter 1, maybe 2. They're going to write their own story. Trey Lance, Brock Purdy, maybe even Sam Darnold, throw his name in the hat again. So let's see how it plays out. Either way, the 49ers are in a really good spot here, I think. They have a really good roster. They have a very good head coach. Whether it is Brock Purdy or Trey Lance, if either one of those guys can stay healthy throughout the season, I think the 49ers end up in the Super Bowl this year. Take it for what it's worth. Have a great rest of your day. If you guys can do me a favor, please hit that like button before you leave. And then also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the updates right here on Inside the 49ers with Jack Hammer. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll be talking with you soon.